This is why I think Jude Bellingham x Thiago Pitarch will cook for Real Madrid. And I don't just think they're gonna cook, I think they're gonna absolutely bring the best out of Real Madrid. I think we can win a Champions League with this duo in our midfield. Now the big question is, how does Jude actually fit into this midfield? Before we get into why it's gonna cook, we need to get into how are they gonna line up in the first place. Well, this is how the current team looks, the current midfield. Argula left midfield, Valverde right midfield, and the two central midfielders is Tchouameni and Thiago Pitarch. And then we have Brahim Diaz and Vinny Jr. up top. If we look at it from a realistic point of view, how the team could look in this current moment, because we know Bellingham and Mbappe are two unbenchable players, and the fact is they're both gonna start. It doesn't matter what we think, doesn't matter what I think. So there are two possible scenarios for how the midfield could look realistically. It could be Jude Bellingham, Argula, Tchouameni, and Valverde. Now this one is what we've been playing and it has not been working. We've been losing crucial matches with this midfield. It's overall no balance. And overall these players, when they do play together, they don't play good together because they also don't get the best out of each other. So therefore they can't play towards their strengths. A lot of them need freedom and therefore it just doesn't work. And then the second lineup could be Jude Bellingham, Thiago Pitarch, Tchouameni, Valverde. But the thing that I don't like about that is Argula will be benched. Now, of course, Arbeloa should test the waters. I'm not going to put my Argula bias above this. If the team plays better without him, then they play better without him. Guys, if it were up to me, I would play all 5 of them. We would cook if we had all 5 of them. Now, because Mbappe is back, it's impossible. We can't field all 5 of them unless we play some in the defense, which is just stupendous and it's dumb. It's better to have 4 than to have 5 in that type of manner. And if I give my honest thoughts, this is how I would want the team to line up from midfield to attack. I would play Argula left midfield, Valverde right midfield, Thiago Pitarch and Tchouameni in the center, Bellingham in the center attacking midfield, then Vinny above him. And I mean, look at this. How can you even say this is not gonna cook? How can you sit there and say they're not going to perform? These are players who will all press, maybe except Vinny. All of them will press. And for sure, will play as a unit. It works out. Like imagine Argula's balls over the top from the left side to Vinny. Vinny's in the clear trying to score. Or let's even give it like this. Argula to Bellingham, Bellingham to Vinny and all these different combinations. It will just look so amazing. Everyone playing with freedom. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen. Mbappe has to be in the lineup. So the most possible thing in my opinion and the thing that seems realistic is Bellingham replacing Argula. Now enough of that, let's talk about why Thiago Pitarch in particularly with Jude Bellingham next to each other in the midfield will cook. Do you notice that ever since Pitarch has been in the team, all of the midfield has been cooking. Everyone has been performing. Now people are going to be like, oh, they're just staying good form, that's why it's happening. No. Pitarch creates it for them because before, players like Valverde, Tchouameni, Argula, they would have to do a lot of tracking back, a lot of running and pressing, which leads to nothing. But with Pitarch playing there, he presses for them, he runs for them, he controls the tempo of the midfield as well. His passing is quite good with the players. His decision making is also good. He does a lot of work for the other midfielders and that's why we see Valverde, who has always been a road runner. We're seeing him still do some of that. But now he has so much freedom in the right side of the pitch that he's scoring goals. Same thing for Tchouameni. He's also scoring more goals. Argula is also cooking on the left midfield position. Vinny is cooking. Brahim is cooking. Like if you guys still don't agree with me, guys, having an energetic 18-year-old midfielder who's willing to run, willing to do the hard work is so important for the star players. Because the star players don't like to do that. They want to play the way they want to play and towards their strengths. Now if Pitarch can do this for Valverde, Tchouameni, Ardo, Vinny, all of these players, what can he do for Jude? We know how good Jude is. Jude in the attack, sensational. People underrate him. His attacking play is good. His runs is fantastic. He even has creativity on him. He has that sneakishly good creative ability. But the unfortunate thing is, when Mbappe joined, he had to become a defensive player. And he's a good defensive player, don't get me wrong. Fantastic defensive player. But that's not where he should be. He's a balanced player, he can do it all. But I think if we truly want to get goals, get fantastic football, then someone's going to have to cover that distance for him. Someone's going to have to defend for him. Doesn't mean he doesn't defend, but it just means he doesn't have to go too far back in the matches. Instead, he can now play forward. And remember, when he was playing in 2024 as a central attacking midfielder, this guy in transitions, when it came to counter attacks, do you guys remember how good this guy was? Like, I remember whenever we played against any team, no matter what team it is, a big team, anything, when he got the ball on the counter attack, that is where this guy shines. This is where he cooks. Because in the counter attack, especially in that Dortmund match, he gets the ball, beautiful pass in to Vinny Jr. and Vinny Jr. scores. And Jude is also a big game player. He shows up in the big matches. We see it for England, we see it for Real Madrid. How much times did this guy have to show up in big games? Many times. He always does. He's one of those wild card players that just can give you anything at any moment. Performed well against Barcelona in El Clasico earlier this season. So I personally think when people say Bellingham's return could ruin the team, I disagree. If you said that about Mbappe, I would agree. But if it's Jude, that's why I'm like, I can't really agree with you there. And with Pitarch next to him, bro, I watched Pitarch, just his highlights for Spain under 19s. I think it was yesterday. I don't know when it was. I think it was yesterday. Pitarch is too good. Pitarch is literally like schooling the other youngsters. They're all the same age as him. Schooling them. He looks like he does not belong there. And the fact is, he actually doesn't. This guy belongs in big matches. He belongs in first team matches. And I overall will even say maybe he belongs in the main Spain team. Because he was fantastic in this match. When it comes to Pitarch, I believe he hasn't even shown his full potential yet. He's been more so a defensive player. Yes, his passing can also be good. His holding of the ball, movements on the pitch is fantastic. Like in matches like these, we can truly see where his true potential is. And if he improves the more matches he plays, this guy's gonna be dangerous. In the future, because he's only 19, I can see him becoming like Vitinha or Pedri. I can see him becoming a world-class footballer. But overall, let's go to some other very interesting news. When it comes to Rodri, I think he might actually join Real Madrid next season. I think he's actually going to be a Real Madrid player next season. He's gonna play alongside Vinny. With Rodri, he's 30 years old. That's not actually a terrible age. I thought he was a bit older than that, I'm not gonna lie to you. But I just found out he's 30 years old. This guy still has like 4 years in him. If we can sign him on like a 4-year contract. So I think sign Rodri on a 4 or 5-year contract. And if Rodri is to join, how do you even set up the team? Do you set up Rodri next to Tchouameni or over Tchouameni? And then you play Pitarch instead? I think it's interesting. I don't know what's gonna happen. Let's just focus on this season for now. Next season could be an interesting one. And Rodri to Real Madrid would be an insane signing. It would be massive. Signing a Ballon d'Or winner is always a big thing. Players who used to play for Atletico who come to Real Madrid, they always cook. They always perform. We've had Courtois, he's a former Atletico player. This guy's cooking. We've had many former Atletico players who became great in Real Madrid. That should tell you enough. But either way, tell me your thoughts in the comment section. I will be reading, will be responding. If you enjoyed the video, please smash a like on the video because it helps the channel out a lot. Subscribe if you've not subscribed yet. Peace out.